Hello and welcome back to another video starring yours truly. Today I kind of wanted to do a little vlog, kind of like starting the year off, you know? I mean, I know it's already like the 8th or something, but like, you know, just kind of going back. I want to look at my storygraph, like reading wrapped or whatever you want to call it, and see like how my reading of 2023 was, like statistics wise. And then I want to also, I think, like set my like ins and outs for the year, maybe set some like goals for like manifestation, something like that. Just kind of like a new year, new whatever. Also new location. Isn't that fun? Y'all have never seen this location. I sit here all the time. But this is my sister and I share a room, and these are our loft beds. This is under my sister's bed, but it's One Direction heaven, if you can't tell. This is my lovely sister. And then speaking of One Direction heaven, look at this, oh my gosh, super cute top that my same sister got me for Christmas. I Heart Bakers, and then it has PETA from Hunger Games and Harry Styles, because they're both famous bakers, which is beautiful. And then also look at this cute upside down. It says cozy up pillow that my mom got me. I love it. So yeah, so I think let's jump in and look at my storygraph. I'm so excited. I figured you could do this on your computer, and I'm like, yeah. And I also saw the other day, I don't know if this is true, but I saw a news article that like storygraph crashed like 2 days ago because so many people were downloading it and using it. And I was like, yeah, that sounds right, because storygraph is eons better than Goodreads. And I will stand on that hill. I'll die on that hill. And it's just better. And it's better people who own it. Not hard to do though. But let's look at our reading. Oh my gosh, it's 111. What do you guys do when you see angel numbers? And or do you see angel numbers a lot? Because whenever I see angel numbers, I am always like, I need to acknowledge that I've seen them. So I usually do like a little like kiss for how many it is. So like it's 111, so I do 1. I don't know if that's weird, but part of me is like, it's like acknowledging it, you know, giving my angels a little love for like supporting me and giving me a sign. But again, maybe that's weird. I don't know. Okay. I did decide this year to set a reading goal, which I was going off, like I didn't know what to do, because in 2022, I set a reading goal. That was the first year I used Storygraph. And I set a reading goal. I set a reading goal of 110 books, and I surpassed it. But I really liked, because like it'll tell you how far you are. And I just kind of liked that and like seeing that. And then the next year, I like really didn't start reading until kind of further into the year. I think my first book was in like March or something. So like I really didn't have much to put on it. So I didn't really set a reading goal because I wasn't really sure how much I was going to be reading, which I think ended up being good because I kind of had like a long reading slump in there. So I think it was good to not have like kind of the pressure of it. But then this year I've already started reading a lot. And I feel like I'm back in the right mind space of like, if I don't want to read, like I don't have to, like I don't have to feel bad about that. So I set a reading goal for 55 books because I read 51 this past year in 2023. So I think that's a good thing, and maybe we'll see how many I read. And if I don't meet that, then I don't meet that. Like, that's fine. Okay, I'm in my 2023 reading wrap up. Congratulations on a brilliant reading year. You finished 50 books. It's 51 across 17,104 pages. My first book of the year was Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and my last book was Underlock by Mariana Zapata. There's a mood map of your reading. Lighter books push the line up and darker books pull the line down. That's kind of funny. Okay, so like I'm pretty neutral. March goes down. I get really happy in May and like stays really pretty consistently happy all the way to September. Then we take a nosedive in November, and then we were slightly coming up in December, which is interesting because I feel like it would be like longer, darker, because I read like 3 mafia romances, but I guess I read them like at the same time, so maybe it wouldn't be. You rode a roller coaster of emotions, delved into dark and intense narratives, and embarked on exciting adventures. And most of the stories developed at a steady pace. It just shows me like my books read versus pages read through the year. I mean, I definitely read the most in October. In October, I read 4,961 pages and 12 books. Oh gosh, that's kind of a lot. A lot of months I had none. That was by far the most. Okay. The genres you spent the most time in 2023, romance. It has it at 46. Contemporary with 19. Young adult with 12. Dystopian with 12. And crime with 7. That must be like a mafia book. They must have included that because I'm like, crime? What crime did I read? Longest book, oh interesting, was The Words by A. Jade, or Ashley Jade, which was 676 pages. It was long. I keep saying that this reads like a fan fiction, and it does, including the length, where like, you know, fan fictions just go on for like ever and ever because once they have a captive audience, like they're just gonna keep posting the story because they want views and they want people to like it and engage, whatever. But it read like that, like it's long as heck. Shortest book was Fracture Me by Tahira Mafi, which is 68 pages. I mean, it's a novella, so cool. The average length of books you read was around 339 pages, and it took you around 2 days to finish each book. Okay, that makes sense to me. I mean, 339, I feel like that's like normal for a romance. Some romances obviously are like 300 pages or less, and it's like, whoa, that's so quick. And then some of them are like Miranda Zapata, like 600 pages, or Ashley Jade. 2 days, I think that's because I had like my reading slump. So I think more realistically, I mean 2 days is pretty realistic, but like 1 or 2 days I think makes sense. Least time spent was a day. I read Shadow Me by Tahiri Mafi in 1 day apparently. Most time spent took me 10 days to read Wretched by Emily McIntyre. That makes sense to me. I didn't love that novel, so makes sense. Okay, the authors you spent most time with in 2023, Tahiri Mafi wins with 11 because I read the entire Shatter Me series. That makes sense. Next was Neva Altaj, which was 8. She has the Perfectly Imperfect series, which is a mafia, which I read the whole thing, so that makes sense too. Not surprising, tied with Neva is Samantha Whiskey with 8. And if you watched my like reading wrap up, like I went over all the books that I read in 2023. I literally read like the randomest, like she has like a lot of books, but she has like a whole football series, a whole hockey series, and then like a billionaires series, but they're all like in the same world connected, and I picked and choose those, and I guess I read 8. But kind of funny. Okay, I did really bad this year of doing stars on books, like rating them. So take this with a grain of salt because I really don't think I rated that many books. I literally don't remember doing it for like the past couple of months. So like I don't think I did most of them, which I have tried to alter this year, starting off with like doing that. But it says my 2023 average rating was 4.05. Looks like you know how to pick them. Yeah, I don't think that's true. I feel like I read a lot of trash in 2023. But okay. My 2023 singular 5-star read was Broken Kingdom by Ashley Jade, and I stand by that. That is a 5-star read to me. I love that book. Yeah. Okay, let's see how many books I even did. Okay. 2.5 stars I gave to one book. 4.0 stars I gave to one book. 4.25 I gave to one book. 4.5 I gave to one book. And 5 I gave to one book. So I only did 5 books. So that's what I'm saying. Like 5 of 51 is not the reality. Okay, some months were better than others. October, I had the average rating of 4.05, and I also read 4,961 pages. These are like the ones that I'm like most similar to other storygraph users, like books or whatever. So Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid was the most shelved. It was shelved by 338,932. That makes so much sense. Taylor Jenkins Reid is a huge author. It's kind of transcends romance anyways. It's just a good fiction book in general. And then also the show came out, so I think a lot of people probably picked it up before or after that as well. Okay. Least shelved, my most indie underground book, you could say, was Weston by Samantha Whiskey, and only 108 users shelved it. Which I think shelves is like they want to read it, or they did read it, I think is what it means. Which is funny. Yeah, that's the second in the Billionaires Game series. So that makes sense to me. Highest rated with an average of 4.35 stars is Ignite Me by Tahira Mafi. Yeah, I do not remember what exactly happened in Ignite Me. I'm pretty sure it's one of the earlier ones, which I feel like where this series kind of shines a bit more, so that makes sense. You explored the works of 15 new authors, including Suzanne Collins. She's not a new author to me, but to Storygraph and my data, yes. Stephanie Alves and A. Jade. 45 of the books you read were part of a series. Again, keep in mind, I only read 51 books. So 45 of the 51 books I read were part of a series. I am a series girl. I love a good series. It was only news stories and ideas for you this year, no rereads. That's kind of a fun fact. I didn't know that. You decided not to finish one book that you picked up this year, which was Crossed by Emily McIntyre. Awful, so bad. I read like 100 pages, had to DNF. I couldn't get through it. It was really bad to me. And then they have, oh, that's cute. They have all of my books all shown on there. Oh my gosh, look at all the like dark covers. I feel like I have like a lot more dark energy than light energy. And then explore my stats. Oh, okay, we'll do this really quick. Sorry, this is just turning into like me giving you data of things I read, but like they have fun little graphics and stuff. Like I want to do it, so you can skip this part if you don't want it. But okay, so of the 51 books I read, 41 of them were emotional. Dark was 22 of them. Tense 15. Adventurous 15. Lighthearted 14. Funny 7. Sad 1. Reflective 1. Mysterious 1. Hopeful 1. Only one hopeful book. Slow books I have 4. Medium books I have 25. And fast books 22. Page number less than 300 was 22 or 43% of the books I read. 300 to 499 were 24 of the books I read, or 47. 500 plus was 5 books and 10%. 100% of them were fiction. Yes. We already went, oh, well, these are a bit different genres than what I had, but romance 47, contemporary 20, dystopian 12, young adult 12, crime 7, sports 4, fantasy 2, literary 1, historical 1. Okay, what? Okay, fantasy. I read Shatter Me. That's all fantasy. What's the one that they included as fantasy? Shatter Me and Anastasia. Okay, well, I would include the entire Shatter Me series, but whatever. Let's see what they put as crime too. Like, I'm just curious. Okay, I was right. It's the Perfectly Imperfect series. Yeah, the Mafia series. For some reason, that's considered crime. Literary. Daisy Jones and the Six. Okay. Good to know. Historical. I also... Anastasia. Oh, no. Daisy Jones and the Six. Okay. Interesting. I wouldn't have put those as that, but format. Print. I read 4 books, or 8%. And digital, 92%, or 47 books. Most read authors. Tahira Mafi with 11, Samantha Whiskey with 8, Neva Altaj with 8, Cora Riley with 4. She's still on here, guys, don't worry. A. Jade with 3. That's not true. Literally, there's 4 books in that series, so that's a lie. Oh, this is where, okay, so A. Jade and Ashley Jade are considered 2 different authors, but it's the same author. So really, Ashley Jade or A. Jade total has 6 books. That makes more sense. Emily McIntyre 2, Stephanie Alves 2, Penny Reed 2. Okay. All books in this time were English. I only know English, so that makes sense. Back to my average rating. Okay, so that's like the whole thing. But isn't that so fun? I just love looking back at like stats like that, because it's just so interesting to like first off just look back and like see what my tendencies are. Like, I mean, I know most of them. I know that it's going to be fiction. I know that like the length of the books or something, but like looking at different things like, I don't know, like when were the months that I read the most, or how many pages did I read, or like I never really think about pages. My brain just doesn't really think about that, but it's so cool to see that I read 17,000 pages. Like, that's a lot of pages. Like, that's a lot of time that I put into my hobby this year that I love, and it's so cool to see like a reflection of that hobby, that I can be like, look at all this stuff I did, like look at all these like things I did. Like, I just think that's so cool. I was just thinking, I was like, is it really a vlog if we only stay in this one spot? Like, at this point it's kind of just like a sit down video. And then I was like, I can make it whatever I want, so I'm gonna say this is a vlog, and then it's a vlog, and then y'all can't do anything about it, so haha. But anyways, this is my notebook. I've had it since I believe 2016. I'm obviously not a very prolific, 2017, prolific writer, because it is nowhere near full, but she gets me through the hard times and she gets me through the fun times, and I have very many great memories in here. I used to also only keep my books written down like in this book, so it's kind of cool to see. Like, I have, these are my 2022, like I have all of these books written down. Stars are rereads, and then I have all my rankings on the side. I want to kind of do that again this year because I kind of like having the physical copy. I've done it this way since 2019, and then I skipped last year. I did not put any in here, and then hopefully we'll get back for 2024. I'll put more in here because that's kind of cool to see too, of like in 2019 I wasn't putting them anywhere but in this book, so I can look back and be like, oh my god, what did I read in 2019? Like, I've done that before, of like, girl, what the heck was I reading? Because I was still reading a ton, and you forget all the books you read basically. So it's like, what was I reading and what did I really like? And then you can be like, oh my gosh, wait, I forgot about that author, or like whatever. So it's kind of fun to see. But I'm gonna do ins and outs. I did just find my ins and outs of 2021, so maybe we'll go over those. You know, let me just do these first. Let me just read these first. So if you don't know what ins and outs is, it's like kind of a thing where it's like things you want for the new year. So like things that are in are like things that you like and want to do more and enjoy, and then things that are out are like things that don't bring you joy and cause you stress or anxiety or whatever in the year that you were in before, and that you want to be out of your new year. So like for 2021, or I wrote this for the year of 2022, like these were my ins and outs. In things handwritten, being cheesy, fuzzy socks, bathrobes, chipped nail polish, floral patterns, rainy days, friends who let you talk their ear off about things you love, nightgowns, random FaceTimes, ladybugs, nicknames, ice cream forever and always, slow burn romances, drunk DMs to celebrities, fresh bagels with cream cheese, and sleepovers. And then outs, I had judgmental people, dating apps, trauma, LOL, not listening to my body, Snapchat, other than memories, Apple Music users, people who make fun of things just because girls like it, Sonnet 29, taking Bailey shots straight, and pork. I will not explain further on any of these things. On to the clip of me making it now. I've written, I think, all that are speaking to me right now. There's probably a lot more, and this is not like all of them ever in the world. These are all my ins and outs. I will now read them to you. In YouTube, acting because it makes me happy. The color brown, big on that. The color brown is so underrated and more people need to get into it. Angel numbers, slow burn romances, sports romances, fuzzy socks, wearing contacts, ribbons, One Direction, telling people how you feel, A24, taking risks, pop music girlies, and kindness. And outs, Worrying about money, it's so boring. Job searches, cold with no snow, like it feels pointless. Flight anxiety, creepy men, and not DNFing some books. So I think that is my little ins and outs for 2024. I hope I don't really have to deal with all of my outs and that I can just deal with my ins, and that would be so amazing and so fun, and lovely. I also quickly just wrote down some manifestations that I kind of want. I don't really think I'm doing this right, but I kind of just wrote down things that I would like to happen in 2024, that would be amazing if they happened in 2024. So I wrote find a job I really enjoy, get to act more / professionally act, be able to monetize YouTube, live with my Matt, which is my boyfriend, make new friends but keep the old. So yeah, I feel like I'm already so blessed and so lucky in so many different things and different aspects of my life. So this is a fun thing to remind myself of that, with that I don't even have that many things that I want for the new year, just because I'm so thankful for with all of the things I do have. But every year we're striving to grow, striving to be different, striving to be better. Hopefully, yeah, I don't know. I think it's nice to reflect. I'm a very nostalgic and sentimental person, so I've always really liked reflecting and looking back on my year and what I've accomplished and what I hope to accomplish, and setting loose goals. Like, I'm not gonna be checking back and like checking off like, oh, you did that. Like, I'm just gonna probably look at it maybe next year and then be like, oh, I got a lot of the things I wanted, or I have room to get some of those things the next year. Yeah, I think life is so crazy and weird, and we're so lucky to be here and get to live the life that we're living. And I especially know that for my life, it's so blessed and amazing. It's filled with so many people I love and so many things that I love doing. And I'm thankful for you guys who provide me an audience that I can blab to about life and reflection and books, and you guys listen and interact, and it's very sweet. I'm so thankful for that, for every one of you guys, and I hope that 2024 is such an amazing year, and that it's all you want and more. And yeah, I hope we all look back in a year from now and can think about the goals and things we wanted for 2024 and are like, oh my gosh, those things, like, easy peasy, or I've gotten something even better. Yeah, so thank you for watching this vlog. This is a vlog. I'm saying it's a vlog. And yeah, I hope you have a great day, and see you in the next one.